What up?
What's up, people? How we doing? Little late start tonight, little technical difficulty, but hey, it's all good, right?
Yeah.
Talking to you.
I'm trying to wake up.
I see that.
So,
I see that. Well, turn some lights on that cave you're in, for Christ's sakes. Batman's got more lights in the Bat Cave than you got.
if I'd sit back and where the light is, I never have a light. It's always above me instead of one in front of me.
You're a rock star. You should have a spotlight on you, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo! You know what I'm saying?
There's a shadow somewhere.
Put a hat on.
Yeah, I don't have one with me. So they're all
How we doing tonight?
Oh, good. Just tired. We're supposed to have Bobby Brown on tonight. Miss Bobby Brown, Miss Warrant, Miss Cherry Pie, but not sure if that's going to happen. If she can get on a little later, she will. If not, then it's just going to be me and you. But we're going to talk some cool stuff. We're actually going to have we're going to be talking about some festivals and stuff with some shit shows. And no, I'm just kidding. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Not everybody wants to, you know.
Absolutely.
I like festivals, but I don't like festivals. It's a love-hate because I fuck the heat, but I don't want to be out there in the cold either, you know. So, and I don't want to, dude, I don't want to stand there. I don't stand anymore. I can't stand for a long period of time. And I don't want to sit there or stand there and watch 10, 12, 13, 14 bands to wait.
To see the band you want?
Well, yeah, but then they're like, you know, we'll talk about this in a minute, but like there's that one band that you want to see on Thursday night that's going to be kind of early, you know?
Right.
And that's it for you.
And then I would leave.
Right, exactly.
And that's and the single ticket's $99.
Yeah, forget that shit.
And then driving all the way to Louisville, but that's, you know, we'll talk about that in a minute, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be part of my cup of tea tonight. Basically, is the new announcement today of the lineup for the Louder Than Life.
Well, I mean, we can talk about incarceration. I mean, that's
that's another one. You know.
I mean, all these are Danny Weimer, and maybe I'll piss him off and he'll come on here, and then I can tell him, hey, just put me on one of your fucking festivals, and then I won't talk shit about you. But no, I'm kidding. But but yeah, these are put on by Danny Weimer Production, and he does Rockville, USA, I guess, which is down there in Florida. And he does Louder Than Life is in Lexington, Kentucky. No, yes, Louisville. You sure?
Yes. Louisville. Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
My bad. And then he also does the bourbon one. What is that? Taste of Bourbon, which is like 2 or 3 weeks before Louder Than Life, and it's in September. And this at the exact same spot in Louisville at the big fairgrounds there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And then he does Incarceration. I think that's Danny Weimer. And then he does, he used to do another one, and it's not happening anymore that I think of. What was the one that used to happen was it Dayton? Or going to Dayton at Map Center?
They had one at the soccer field or something like that. I thought it was or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of that one, but anyway.
I don't go to those things because, you know, like we were just talking a second ago, for me, I'm looking at the lineup for this. It's 4 days and I'm like, man, 4 days. Now, for me, and like I said, this is going to go into my cup of tea, but for me, there might be.
Well, let's go ahead and go into your cup of tea. Fuck, let's do it.
Okay. Well, we can lead off with that. It's a 2-parter tonight.
And what we'll do is we can just keep talking about it. You know, we can still talk about the same thing, but we don't have to, you know. But we'll go ahead and get started here.
It's kind of a 2-parter then, because it's part of this, and then partially my artist of the night is Steelhouse Lane.
We'll do your artist of the night before you do talk shit about the festival.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. It's Steelhouse Lane. They put out 2 records. And they were mostly
now is that Steelhouse with with 2 E's or an EA?
No, it's two E's.
Okay. Steelhouse Lane. I like that.
Steelhouse Lane came out in 98 and 99. And
thought you didn't like 90s music.
Well, you got now. Wait a minute now.
No,
So
I'm messing with you.
the contributing artist on this band was a guy by the name of Mike Slammer, and Mike Slammer wrote with the lead singer from Kansas,
okay,
and that Steve Walsh, and they did a band called City Boy back in the late 70s. And they also did a band called Streets. You may have heard of Streets.
I think
they had a touch.
Familiar.
They had a touch of success in the early 80s.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a journey-ish kind of sound. Slammer's got his hands in all kinds of fires, but he's writing for them. He wrote for Hardline. He wrote. Let's see,
Johnny Gioeli and
I mean he's written for
Nova and Neil Sean.
He's written for Michael Sweet. He's written for Paul Gilbert. He's written for House of Lords. He's got his own band called. I mean, his reach is like Seventh Key is another one, which is really freaking good. And then he's got another one. He's got his hand in called Tower City.
Okay.
And these are obscure. These are smaller labeled, bands and so forth. Steelhouse Lane caught my attention. I don't really remember how. I think it might have been the days of like BearShare and Napster and shit like that. It was kind of like, downloading my music and going, okay, check these guys out. And so I did, and I'm like, wow, this is cool shit. And it's along the lines of your journey, your hard line, your that poppy metal kind of poppy hard rock kind of, I guess you would call it. Again, House of Lords that comes to mind, things like that, but not as keyboard oriented as House of Lords, because of course that's
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, if you want to talk about being in that genre, I mean, shit, I didn't think about it until you were just talking about it. Bon Jovi is straight up in that category.
Well,
in my opinion,
right. So the reason I say House of Lords, but not outside. So if you're familiar with House of Lords, you'll know that Greg Giuffria from the band Giuffria was the main instrument in House of Lords. He also
played in Dio.
Exactly. And so and Giuffria is a keyboard player. He's a big keyboard guy. So it's heavily influenced keyboard. So this is not as keyboard driven, but it's really, really good rock. It's got a nice chorus. It's got nice sing along ability to it. And so it's just a really, really good. And I got turned on to their first record. Like I said, hold on, where are we at here?
There you go. That way. Yeah.
Metallic Blue is the name of this one.
Okay. And
this was their first one. It came out in 98. And I got turned on to this one because there was a song called Addicted. And I was listening to it actually before we came on. You told me to turn it down when we were trying to get the mic set up.
Oh, I didn't tell you to turn it down.
And that was whatever. But anyway, that was a song I was listening to. It's just a really catchy,
song.
Yeah, I mean, you could get it. You could get it going into. Let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. I'll put a little bit of it on, but I can hear them doing a double bill, say with like a Bon Jovi or something. I think they'd be a good opening act for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can hear that or not.
Where are they from?
They're from the States, believe it or not. But like I said, the song caught on, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So then they released their second one the following year. I grabbed it, and then I've been trying to grab a lot of things that Mike Slammer's been involved with. Like I said, I love Hardline anyway, so that's just but City Boy, Streets, like I said, just stuff like that. It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, check them out. Anything that's got Mike Slammer's and that's Slamer, just one M, not two M's. Anything with him attached to it, you can't go wrong with. I mean, really, you can't. He's here's the chorus. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody else I've heard before, and I can't put my finger on it. But
so,
in the same genre, you know.
Yeah, but it's just really good. You know, you put it in the radio when you're driving. It's just really good stuff. You get your hands on it. Like I said, anything with Mike Slamer's in it is well worth checking out. So that's my cup of tea for this evening. My other half of that.
Yeah, the good part. The is your cup of tea, and now the not your cup of tea.
Okay, so I like the festival thing to a degree. I've been wanting to go to Germany to Wacken for years. I've been wanting to go to, you know, Sweden Rock. I've been wanting to go to Open Air Helsinki, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff I'm listening to now, that's where these bands are getting together.
Well, in the one in Italy, I think it's Italy.
Frontiers has
Frontiers does one in Italy, yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
And that's a lot of bands that you're liking too, this
exactly
on that label.
And you know, there's a great one right here in the States. It's in Atlanta every year in September, and it's called the Prague Power Festival.
Uh-huh.
And it's a lot of these power and prog bands that I like, and they come from. Now it's been a problem in the last couple of years because of the whole COVID getting the bands from Europe over here and stuff. But there's been some really, really cool bands over the years. So I don't mind that, but I look at like this louder than life thing, and you know, to certain people it's their thing. To me, it's not my cup of tea, obviously. I look at the Thursday lineup. The headliners are Bring Me the Horizon, Nine Inch Nails, and Evanescence. Okay. And then I'm looking at the rest of it. Hailstorm. I used to like Hailstorm for like a minute. I bought a couple of their CDs, and I was like, yeah, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy's on there, which I would go see Dorothy. But out of all the bands, like 15 bands, that'd be the only band. That's $99 for one band. And then I mean, you know.
Well, it's not.
And on and on and on down the list.
Yeah. To me, a festival is about the event, not so much every band. You know, not everybody liked everybody that was at Woodstock.
And I don't think that you should.
Right. Well, yeah, because it's an eclectic thing. It's for more than just, well, Woodstock wasn't. Woodstock was for a bunch of fuckers that wanted to get out and get naked and get high, you know, and hallucinate shit. But and then 94 was pretty good, but 99 was a shit show. All it was they burnt the fucking place down, and it was fucking bullshit.
I didn't even know there was one in then. I just knew the one that was in 94. I mean,
yeah, they had one in 99, and then they
because I almost went to the one in 94 actually.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the one in 99,
and I'm glad that I didn't go because in hindsight, I'm just glad I didn't go.
Yeah. I'm not that big on crowds, and especially 100 to 200,000 people, you know.
Right.
And you're not going to have that at a Louder Than Life or any of these other things. You know, too much of one thing, too much of a good thing is not good. I know you have them in different areas because you have, and it's not the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not to the people. What is that word? Yes, thank you. It's not the geographics about it because, you know, that's, I don't know. If it was me, I like these cruises because you have better lineups because it's a certain type of cruise, you know.
And that's the thing is I would be more apt to go to, say, the Monsters of Rock cruise or the one I've been really killing to go see.
Or the Old Folks Cruise. I forget the name of that one, but you know the one I'm talking
about. There's one called Rock Legends Cruise.
Yeah, that's it. I call it the Old Folks.
Well, it is because I mean that one's got like Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah,
and Great White. and Blondie and Faster Pussycat. I mean, it's just,
it's very cool. Yeah.
I want to go on the 70,000 Tons of Metal.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I couldn't remember the name of
it. That's where my boys are at. That's the one I want to go see.
Right. Well, before we get off on that tangent, let's get back on the Danny Weimer. He does. He not only does that, he does. There's one in Florida. He does Rockville, I think it's called. I think he does Incarceration over in Mansfield, Ohio at the
that's at the Reformatory or whatever.
Reformatory, exactly, and it's a tattoo festival too. And then he does Aftershock over in California, and I can't remember exactly where, but it's right there on the beach area, something like that. And I don't know. And then you have these festivals like Blue Ridge something in West Virginia. No, I can't remember. Blue Ridge is in Virginia, and then there's another one, Rocky something. They have really good bands, man, but it's the same thing. Out of 100 and something, this one's got 185 damn bands or some shit, and out of that many bands, I might would see 10, but it's not about that. It's about you don't put on a festival just to bring 5,000 people to see 185 bands. You bring
it's all about the vendors and the atmosphere. You've got different. You've got different vendors of food. You got different vendors of merchandise. You've got probably tattoo artists that are there. You've got, piercing artists. You've got, midget wrestling. I mean, you've got all kinds of shit.
Can we really call piercing an art? Yeah. I guess so.
I don't know. You know what? Some of the places they pierce nowadays, I'll tell you what.
That. I had a friend had one in the end of his pee hole, but
not really interested in that.
No.
Not really interested in that.
But I guess it's art,
Well, they call it art. I call it me getting drunk with a needle one night and sticking. I mean, because
that's take dog crap and smear it on a fucking thing and sell it and tell them it was, make up some shit about something. And people,
everything. Art is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of things.
But I just don't. If you would categorize this and say you had the lineups, maybe
there's no category for
it. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If you had them itemized, and you had some of them like,
but see, you can't do that. You couldn't say, okay, one night is going to be chick night. Or one night is going to be metal night and another night is going to be rock and roll, because then you're limiting yourself to how many tickets you're going to sell for each night. So you kind of have to have an array of musical styles,
But then here, okay, so let's just take Saturday, for instance, Louder Than Life Saturday.
Okay.
Your headliners are Rob Zombie, Kiss, and Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
So
I've seen Rob Zombie, and I really don't care to see him again.
I don't really give a rat's ass. I'm assuming it's going to go Zombie, Cooper, and then Kiss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't really give a shit about seeing Kiss because it's not Kiss.
So I'm going to go on Saturday. I have to see Bloody Wood.
What the hell's that?
I don't know. The Dropout Kings, Solents, Shaman.
You don't have to. You can show up late.
Well, but if I want a good spot at the rail. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Now I got to get there all fucking day and put up with this shit. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
I love it.
Shaman's Harvest, Trash Boat, Wargasm, Against the Current.
Wargasm.
So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 bands that I could give two shits about. And then Nita Strauss comes on. Okay? So I see Nita Strauss. Then we go to Tetra Arch or some shit. El Nino, Cherry Bombs. Then I get to see them awesome dudes out of Australia called Airborne, which are fucking killer.
Oh yeah, love them.
Then we'd go to We Came as Romans. Then Mammoth, the Wolfgang's Mammoth.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Then you have Seven Dust, Theory of a Dead Man, Body Count, Gavin Dance, or Dance Gavin Dance.
The fuck is that?
It sounds like something that should be on the bill with George Michael. Then you got Jerry Cantrell, which, okay, whatever.
Well, Ghost. Why the fuck's it not Alice in Chains? I saw Alice in Chains was on a fucking
Ghost Main. Alice in Chains is playing on Sunday as the headliner.
Yeah, that's what I was. Okay,
and then Chevelle.
Thing. Okay.
So I got to go through all this shit to see Nita Strauss, Airborne, and Mammoth. I would sit through Jerry Cantrell just because he's a good guitar player.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, before I get to the headliners, and I got to sit through the rest of that shit.
Well, that was Saturday night. What about Friday? You skipped Friday.
Well, will you just wait a minute? It's my cup of tea, goddammit. Then I got to sit through Zombie. Then Alice Cooper comes on, which will be cool, and then Kiss.
Yeah.
I don't have time to sit through all that bullshit all day long, try and get a nice spot at the rail so I can get up close, because I don't like being anywhere past 10 rows. After 10 rows, you might as well watch it on TV.
And then what if you got to go to the bathroom?
And then you lose your spot. So to me, this shit ain't worth it, right? Or you got to fight your way back up front again, and that just ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Friday night is Shine Down, Lamb of God, and then Slipknot.
Okay.
What night is that? That's Friday. I could give a rat's ass about either one of those three. And then if you look at the smaller bands, there is not one band on there that I would give a.
Have you ever even heard of them?
A lot of them, no. I wouldn't walk.
We can't say anything because we don't know. And you know what? I don't want to knock anybody, even if I don't like it, because other people do out there like it. And
so let other people go. It won't be for me.
Yeah, well, no. But what I'm saying is, I'm not that I'm going to go, but I'm saying they're doing what they love and they're putting their heart into it. And even if you don't like it, doesn't mean it sucks. Okay,
so now you're trying to make me sound like an asshole. Okay, that's easy enough said than done. You don't have to fucking help it out. Okay, I already sound like an asshole, but I don't care. This is my.
No. I know. I'm not saying that.
This is my segment. We're still on my cup of tea, jackass, and this is not my cup of tea.
I know. I'm hacking on you.
No, seriously though. This is just, like I said, like I told you, there's probably,
and that's not the only one.
Out of 4 days, there's one. Right. But I would like to go see some of this stuff, but it's just not.
You got to put up with what you don't want to see.
And there's a lot of them. I don't have any idea who they are, like you said, so I don't know if I would like them or not. I might. I mean, I went to see Tesla. In, God. I don't even know what year it was. 2004, maybe we'll say, at Bogart's. And the opening band was a band called, I swear to God, it was a band called Podunk.
Podunk.
They were like from Oklahoma or some shit. And I thought, oh my God, here's 45 minutes of beer buying and t-shirt buying and pissing, waiting for Tesla to come on. Swear to God. They surprised the shit out of me. They were awesome.
Yeah.
They were absolutely, I mean, the name first off was like, are you shitting me? They were fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You never know, man.
You don't. But there's a lot of these bands I do know by name, and I do know that I don't like them.
Yeah. Exactly.
So to me,
that's what they have to do, because so many people don't like what you like, or what I like, and they're going to go see the other ones, So that's
absolutely, and that's what makes it great.
All that damn money,
That's what makes it great, though.
Yeah.
So as far as my cup of tea is concerned, that is not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
There are festivals out there that would be. For the most part, I like to go see maybe a triple bill. You know?
Yeah. And I like some outdoor events sometimes. I mean, we got one, Pigtown Palooza is going to be a
yes,
outdoor festival, but it's an everyday thing. It's like a fair thing that goes on for a whole week or something.
Correct.
And then there's the one up in Wilmington, Rock the Block.
Yes.
Is that outside?
That is, it's outside and inside. So they're outside stage, and then you have the thing in the theater.
Right, the theater. That's right. Right. Okay. And they usually have some pretty good acts. Yeah. I would much rather, like you said, I'd much rather see a 3-band bill. A good thing, and I like to go and watch opening bands sometimes.
I do too, and I like to go see somebody I've never seen before and give them that benefit of the doubt.
Right, as long as I'm not standing for 18 hours to watch one band I want to.
But when it's 100 degrees out and the Porta Johns are 52 field goals behind me or 52 yards behind me,
shit, further than that,
and you're standing in line for 3 hours to take a piss.
Well,
I mean,
Andy and Skylar went to Louder Than Life. Was that 19, maybe 18, 19, 2019? I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was so hot. They were both miserable. It was ridiculous. I mean, we had to leave because Mandy had to go to the damn the medical tent because she fucking almost passed out. She got heat exhaustion. And
I went to a country. I went to a country one with my wife and her cousin and her boyfriend. It was in Atlanta at the Motor Speedway. It was huge. Put on by Fruit of the Loom. And it was huge.
That's even worse because that damn blacktop puts off more fucking heat.
It was hotter than a monkey's ass.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was miserable. And it was the whole evening. You're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting because Alan Jackson was the headliner, and so you're waiting and waiting and waiting along the way. It's like, I just want to go home.
Yeah,
And
can you imagine being there that long for 4 freaking days?
No. I like the object. I like the idea of the cruise.
Yeah.
Because if I go out and I'm partying if I want, I can go back to my room.
Exactly.
Exactly. I can go to the bar. I can go get something to eat, something like that. John Karabi, Friday, March 18th. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Look at that name.
Get your tickets.
Look at this right here. That name, Blevins Box, right there. Right up
there it is. Get your tickets right there, folks. I would be going
next Friday.
I would be going if I wasn't out of town. I would be going.
Yeah, but we that show. What else have we got coming here? And then the 19th, Karabi's going to be up in at BMI and Versailles. People around here call it Versailles. I call it fucking Versailles. But
he's with Zebra and Molly Hatchet. I'm assuming that's still happening.
Yeah, as far as I know, and that's the reason he booked this show last minute was because he was going to be in Ohio anyway. So why not go ahead and book something, And so he got that booked. We've got.
I was going to go to that one.
Just saw where April. It's a Wednesday, April, and I can't remember the date now. I think it's. Damn it. Anyway. Candlebox is coming through town, but they're just doing a duo. It's just the guitar player and the and Kevin.
So it's just Candlestick then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. 2 candles, whatever. Yeah. You threw me off there. I was trying to fucking think of something, but anyway.
Yeah, I know.
But
we got Overkill Friday.
That's right, the 11th. This Friday.
I'll be there night after tomorrow.
I am going to be out of town, damn it, so I can't.
You're going to be out of town, okay?
Yeah. So.
That's going to be a good one.
Yep. And oh God, who else?
Again, we got Last in Line's going to be in April on the 14th. It's a Thursday night. Going to be up at JD Legends.
Okay. And
Again,
that's Carmine Apiece or Appice, whichever fucking one it is. Vinny, that's right. Why not say Carmine?
Vivian Campbell,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Freeman, and oh damn it, I still got Jimmy Bain in my mind on bass, but it's not. It's he played bass for Ozzy and shit for a while.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name. I've seen him play before. I saw him.
Can't think of it now. Anyway, them and Tara Lynch are going to be in JD Legends.
And we're going to have Tara on here one day.
Yes, on the 14th.
Okay.
There's a guy by the name of Jeff Carlson.
Jeff Carlson band. Yeah.
I'm not really, I don't know. He's playing at a place called the Harmonize over on Vine Street over in like Hartwell or Carthage or some shit. And I'm thinking about, that's the night before last, and I'm thinking about going over and checking that. That's the 13th, actually. It's a Wednesday. So that's our night. But I might go check that out anyway.
Okay. I know Kevin and them are playing, I think, and it's at the OTR or something like that.
Who is?
Kevin Martin, Candlebox.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard about that one yet.
I think it's a Wednesday night. That may be the 13th, too.
And then, of course, as we talked with Sam Bam last week, Dorothy's coming to Columbus on the 24th of April. So I'm going to definitely go check out Dorothy.
What's the venue?
The venue on Dorothy is something, I forget what it's called now. I think the Belmont East or something like that, or something along those lines.
Okay.
Then we got
shows we have.
Iron Maidens are coming with the Burning Witches to the Blue Note on Friday the 6th of May. I cannot wait for that.
And, of course, next Wednesday night, we're going to have Nikki Stringfield from the Iron Maidens and her beau, Mr. Patrick Kinnison, who plays guitar for Miss Lita Ford. Him and her will be on the show. So that'll be
I'm not sure if this one's going to happen or not, but in May 20th at the Blue Note, I got to check. Supposedly, Loudness is going to be there. The Japanese
they were supposed to be here in February, and they had to change it.
Yes, I'm hoping that happens.
Or it was January or something like that. I can't remember.
It was last weekend.
Oh, okay. So
it was supposed to have been on Saturday, last Saturday.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, it got moved, and I'm hoping that one happens. I've never seen them. I'd like to see them.
Yeah, you said May 20th.
Yeah, May 20th.
What night is that?
That's going to be a Friday night.
Friday night.
So
okay.
There's some killer shows coming. Like I said, July's got Jack Russell's Great White again at JD Legends, Steelheart Winger up at Picktown Palooza, Lita Ford and Firehouse at JD Legends.
Oh.
Sonic Slam in June at the Blue Note with Kiefer, LA Guns, and Pussycat.
Yes, sir.
Sammy Hagar's going to be with the Circle at Riverbend. I mean, there's some really good shows coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more added. I was talking to a buddy of mine today about it, about there's all these, especially the Blue Note. They're big for their cover bands,
mm-hmm.
They're tribute bands. And like he said, he only gets a hall pass every once in a while or whatever, I guess, to come down and go to shows. And because he lives in Indianapolis now, and he's going to have to start weeding out the tribute band stuff because the big boys are back on tour again. Yeah. And, there's some good shows coming to town and going to be coming to town. So I'm excited about that. And there's more being added every day, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
of course, it's supposed to happen this year. The big, Motley Crue, Def Leppard thing,
You know what, though, Chris? I'll be honest with you. I have no desire to see that at all.
I don't either. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't want to see Def Leppard, maybe just because of the fact that Steve Brown may be playing with them. And if he is, would love to go see that.
Really?
Yeah, Steve plays with Def Leppard. Do you know that?
No, I thought it was Vivian Campbell and Phil Collin.
Yeah, he takes the place of either one of them when one of them can't come. So, yeah, he does tours with Def Leppard. So
did not know that.
Yep. So that would be cool as shit. So, that's one thing. Poison, I've seen them 900 fucking times. It is what it is. But don't get me wrong. I still like to, you know, I just don't know if I want to go to Riverbend to see that shit. Or not Riverbend. Where the hell is it supposed to be?
No, it's going to be at the baseball stadium.
Oh, baseball. I thought it was football stadium. Baseball.
Great
stadium.
American Ballpark.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know.
I want to go see these guys.
Yeah.
I want them to come to town so I can go see these guys.
You know, it's funny. They were in town playing at. We played a show up here, and they were at Taft Theater the night we were playing. So we had.
That's not a concert. That's not a concert venue for me.
Huh?
That's not a concert venue for me.
No, me neither. I've never been into it. Actually, Mandy went to it for a comedy show one time. Now that'd be fine for a comedy show, but yeah, I don't think it's. I
saw years ago. I saw Jimmy Buffett come through because I'm a big Buffett parrot head, believe it or not.
Oh God,
used to be anyway. Not so much anymore, just because I've settled down a little bit. But he came. Yeah, I know. He came through.
You're a big hardcore rocker if you're fucking hanging with Buffett.
Hey, he came through on a tour where he had written a book, and he came through and he did a book reading where he read excerpts from his book. He took questions from the crowd. He played a little acoustic stuff. It was a pretty cool evening.
Oh, and that's cool. That's different. Yeah.
And it was at the Taft. That's what I expect.
Yeah.
I don't expect to go to the Taft and see Joe Bonamassa, Joe Satriani, Tesla. That's not.
No.
Yeah, no. That doesn't work for me.
No.
It doesn't work for me, But I'm picky,
Mm-hmm.
I'm picky. I've accumulated a lot of concerts in my day. Not as many as a lot of people, obviously, but there's some people that get
some we're not going to name.
Right, but then again, I also have a family to raise too. So I mean, I can't just take off and fly across country or something like that all the time. But I've gone to quite a few concerts over the years, and when I lived in California, it was all festival seating for the most part. So I got really spoiled, being up front against the railing center stage for the Scorpions, shit like that.
Yeah.
So anything past 10 rows for me ain't worth it. I just thought I don't want to sit on the lawn anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not that schlub that can't afford the first 5 rows. But I'm not that schlub that's going to pay $600 fucking to see Motley Crue.
Amen.
So yeah, I mean,
I saw them back in the day in their heyday, and I was at the fucking rail. And one show I was up in the damn stands, and another show I was down on the floor. I mean, it's it is what it is.
My buddy, and I don't know where his seats were, but he told me the one show he went to, it was actually his first concert he went to, was Ozzy's Bark at the Moon tour with the Crew Shout at the Devil opening up and Loudness opening up the show.
Damn.
And I was like, holy crap, dude, talk about a triple bill.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best triple bill I ever seen was these guys, Tesla, with Great White and Kicks.
Huh, that's pretty good.
And it was a killer. It was a killer, killer show. I saw him twice on that tour. Once in California and then once back here in Ohio. It was a great triple bill. But those are things I like to do more so than the festival thing.
They're not for everybody,
No, they're not. They're not. You're right. So, switching gears, top 5 tonight. Top 5. And I was kind of doing it based on the fact that Bobby Brown was going to be on the show, but, it is what it is. But top 5 bands of the 80s Sunset Strip days. So the bands that really came up on Sunset Strip and really made an impact on the Sunset Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know you can shoot from the hip on this.
Oh, yeah. Well, I already got mine.
No particular order necessarily. Okay. But probably the one that damn near started it all. Not, but damn near started it all. And of course, that's Quiet Riot. Okay. A lot of time spent at the Whiskey and so forth, especially with Randy Rhoads in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Faster Pussycat, you got to have them on there, with the Cat House and all the shit that they had. I mean, how they had their own club, for Christ's sakes. The Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Motley Crue, again. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I think Guns N' Roses, I think they had a pretty good things going on there too. I think it was a toss up between them and Poison, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Poison just plastering their literature all over the telephone poles back in the day. I tell you what, that's one time I did enjoy. I was really glad I lived in California at that time.
Oh yeah.
I wish I would have spent more time in Hollywood and LA at that time than I did, but it is what it is. And then, of course, in my opinion, the band that started the entire Sunset Strip LA scene, and again, probably one of my top favorite bands of all time, and that's Van Halen.
Yeah,
I think those bands. I think those bands right there, kind of for me. If you say Sunset Strip, those are the ones you and there's others. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of others.
I'd say Van Halen was number one. They did start it all.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pretty much exclusive to one place to play there for the most part. But
right.
But they got it all kicked off, and Motley Crue probably second.
Yeah.
And I got to say Rat.
Really?
Yeah. Rat was huge on the Sunset Strip. And probably I don't know. That's the only three I can think of right this minute, And then
no Quiet Riot.
There's others that are, I don't know that they. So they did. They probably would be in a top 5 somewhere. But I mean, there's so many others that put their stamp on that too. God, fucking Motorhead.
I thought about I really did. I thought Motorhead was on the list as well. I just didn't. I wasn't sure how much they played. They're being from England,
right? Warrant, Poison. I don't know so much. I don't think Kix, because Kix was more from the
Baltimore.
East Coast.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Rat's a good one though. I didn't even think of Rat.
Yeah, Dokken. I mean, shit. There's a ton of them.
There is
Rat,
a ton,
because before they were even Rat, they were Mickey Rat.
Mickey Rat, right? Sure.
Actually, Jakey Lee played guitar for him.
Well, it's funny too, and if you go into that and you delve into that, who played with who and where these bands evolved from, and you look and you go, oh my God, this guy was in that band back when it was this, and then it evolved, and it's crazy, how they all played with each other in some aspect.
Dokken and Rat changed bass players.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Crocier played for Dokken first, and Jeff Pilson was playing in Rat. And then they switched to bass players, And, I mean, look at all these bands that made it after, that still made it. And not broke up, but got rid of members, and then that member made it. The most famous one, in my opinion, is fucking Metallica Megadeth.
Right.
Right. And I mean, and you got to talk about the ones that lost lead singers and made it back just as strong. AC/DC being one of the main ones.
Yeah.
And I know we're getting off the subject here, but I'm just,
Yeah.
all these things evolve. It's crazy how that happens.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. But now I still think you got to put Faster Pussycat in that top 5 because, like I said, they had their own fucking rock club.
Yeah, but they were late. They were late to the dance.
They were late to the party.
So was Poison. Rat came out in 81. Motley Crue came out in 81. Poison came out in 86. Well, that's when they hit big.
Right.
Poison was hit in 86. Van Halen hit the strip in fucking 78, 79. Crue hit it in 80. All these bands like that were there way before, your
right.
Cats, your LA Guns, your Junkyards,
right.
Hell Junkyard didn't blow up till 89.
But I still think you got to put Quiet Riot in there.
Oh yeah. No, you're right, because they were, Quiet Riot.
Dude, late 70s. Late 70s.
There with Van Halen, exactly.
Late 70s. I mean, you think about who was in that band. Of course, Randy Rhoads started that band.
Yeah. But he wasn't with them long, though.
No, he wasn't. Yeah. But he was there laying the groundwork with the Van Halens and that, and in the early Mickey Rats and things, I think, in the Sunset Strip era.
Yeah. And it's funny how they all come twofold, because, Carlos Cavazo, who played in his first big band was Quiet Riot, and then he ends his career playing with Rat.
Right.
Or doesn't end his career, but I mean, he,
No, I see. It comes full circle, though.
Yeah, exactly. It was his last big thing, a lot of these people, it's just amazing how some of these guys played with one big name band and then they were let go or quit or whatever, and then ended up in another band that made it.
Picked up.
That's the way it was in the 80s, man, because that was a scene,
Well, it's just like LA Guns and Guns N' Roses. I mean, that, that's split.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, it was LA Guns and Hollywood Roses, and then they split, and look what happened there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Big
time. Oh, and then you look at bass players. Eric Stacey was in LA Guns, and then he got hurt and something and went to anyway. And Kelly Nichols was in one of them. They were both in Faster Pussycat and LA Guns, but then they switched right before they both hit it.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. And I think you were asking me, didn't you ask me? I don't know why this hit me, but it just hit me. You asked me if Todd Muscat was kin to Brent Muscat, and he is. There's his brother.
Okay.
If you look at old pictures of Todd with Junkyard, you go, "Oh shit, there it is. I see it."
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I thought that might have been the case.
Yeah.
That might have been the case. But yeah, I mean, that's I don't know. That one, like I said, when you say that, that's who I think of. I thought about, for tonight's topic, I thought about, what do you do? Top 5 videos with hot chicks in it, or the top 5 video vixens of the decade.
So many ways you can go with it.
To kind of incorporate her. Of course, she didn't show up, so then I'm not too worried about it. But the only 2 I can even name, honest to God, from videos is her and fucking Tawny Katane anyway.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I could name anybody else.
Mm-hmm. And that was the thing. Her and Tony were really, really close friends too.
But
excuse me, Tawny.
Yeah, Tawny Katane. Yeah. And
and not just her, but then what's her name? Chick that was on Wayne's World.
Tia Carrera. Tia Carrera.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a video chick?
She was in some videos.
Was she? See, I don't remember.
There was
that.
a lot of chicks that were, but and there were like the girl was in the Hurricane video. I can't remember she was famous for a lot of things. Chicks were in some of the Junkyard videos. They were in some in other people's videos and stuff like that. It was Hollywood.
Oh, I'm sure they did a lot of swap. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to her about. Is something along those lines about how that all kind of went down.
Yeah.
Was there any kind of hierarchy? Hey, I'm Tawny Katane. I turned down this so you can have it. Or
yeah. Well, once you get your name, once you have a name, for that's totally different. So. Well, we're going to wrap it up here real quick, everybody. We will be back next week. At least I will. Keith maybe.
I will be. I think.
Yeah. But
I'm hoping
if he's not, he'll be here for Nikki and Patrick and the Iron Maidens and Alita Ford night. So that's going to be fun.
And if I am not here, I'm still going to leave you with my top 5 female guitar players. That's what I want to do for next week.
Okay, cool. Very good.
Okay.
And so yeah, we'll do that. And then the week after that is a special night. It's Monday night. It's going to be Lydia's Castle out of Nashville, Tennessee. So she just released a new video, or they did release a new video. She's got a couple big name players. She's got one guy from I want to say. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't remember, but she's got some big name band guys that used to play. I think one was Alice in Chains and one was something else. I forget what. Maybe it was Godsmack or somebody. But yeah. So she's got some pretty cool people playing with her. And the week after that, we won't have a show because I'm going to be on the Metal Summit being interviewed myself for Voodoo 13. And, of course, Voodoo 13 has some shows coming up. They're going to be in June and July. And I have one next weekend opening up for Mr. John Karabi, which is going to be awesome. Played with him a few times, so definitely going to be cool.
So to answer your question, the drummer's name is John Wysocki. He apparently played with Stained, Soil, Save the World.
That's it. Stained. I couldn't remember that. So
Cody Dedman plays guitar, and then they got Tanya Leanne on vocals.
Yeah. She's the lead singer. So yeah. But so that's going to be cool. And that's Monday, the 21st of this month. And then, like I said, the next week we won't have a show. And then the very first show back on April 6th, Wednesday night, is going to be Miss Cassandra Carlson, lead singer and guitar player for the band Paralandra. So going to have her on. And then the next Wednesday after that is going to be Tara Lynch. Damn it. Let me get that right. So
yeah. And I've got a few others, by the way, I haven't told you about. I got a few others in the fire that I'm trying to nail down that are going to be pretty interesting, actually.
Cool.
So at some point, again, we're at some point I'm going to nail down Chris Caffery from Sabotage and Trans-Siberian.
Okay.
Just waiting to get a date on him. But yeah.
I had what's his name on my show a few years ago. Dino Gillespie. Is it Gillespie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's in hot water right now. He's in big hot water right now with Frontiers.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Because I know he was selected to be the new lead singer of White Snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was supposed to take the place of Coverdale. So I don't know how that went down.
I don't know how that would even go, dude. If Coverdale's not in Whitesnake, it's not Whitesnake.
No, of course not. So
they have to change the name to Pale Worm or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot is not Quiet Riot. Just because Rudy Sarzo in there, it ain't shit.
See, and that's the thing too. I get it. They're trying to carry on and they got, but it's Jizzy Pearl who sang for everybody. Good God.
Yeah, he sang with Rat. And he sang with fucking.
I've seen him with like 3 different bands or 4 different bands, and nothing against Jizzy, but here's the thing. You take DeBro out of the situation, that's it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You can replace Benally, you can replace Cavazza, you can replace Sarzo.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that big mouth curly haired guy out of the front and replace him with somebody.
But it's been proven you can. AC/DC, Van Halen.
I'm biting my tongue. You realize that, right?
Hey, dude, sorry. Sammy Hagar's a fucking beast. Love Sammy.
It's not that.
So you were one of those guys that thought they should have changed the name because it wasn't David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth couldn't sing for shit. He was a killer front man. He talked all his stuff.
Well, shit, he had Michael Anthony, dude. That was proven after they kicked Michael Anthony.
Sammy Hagar could really sing, but the band did change.
They changed their tune, though, after Hagar came into the band.
Yeah, exactly. And we won't even go to that other fucking singer. I'm not even going to talk that shit.
Hey, you know what, dude? Hey, no, you brought it up. I love Extreme. Love.
But Gary Sharon with Van Halen, no.
Did not work at all.
No, didn't.
Did not even work. And you know, the funny part about it was when he was with Van Halen, he was doing shit that he didn't even do with Extreme.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he was trying to do or what he was trying to be, but he wasn't even going out there in the Extreme mode. It was some dude in a tie and a suit, and it's like, what are you, fucking Peter Gabriel or some shit?
Exactly.
You know, and it sounded terrible. And some of Eddie's best guitar work arguably was on that record. But I digress.
Yeah, he just got better as it went, you know.
I digress. Quiet Riot, to me, it's not Quiet Riot without Kevin DuBrow.
You're right. Dokken is not Dokken without Don Dokken, but it's, you know, Rat's not Rat without Stephen Pearcy. You know?
And Great White without Jagger Russell.
You got that right. There's a lot of them, man. And Motley Crue's not Motley Crue without Vince Neil. But don't get me wrong, I loved Karabi with Motley Crue, but it wasn't Motley Crue.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
But it wasn't Motley Crue. If you can see past that, it's really good shit. It's awesome.
And I wasn't
the best music they ever fucking wrote and recorded and produced.
But it shouldn't have been called Motley Crue. Is my point.
Right. Exactly. Oh yeah, exactly.
Because when
without Tom Kiefer, no.
When I think of Motley Crue, and again, nothing against John, because I liked Scream and I liked Union.
Mm-hmm.
But when they came out with that album that he did with Motley Crue, to me it was not. It didn't even sound like Motley Crue.
No, it didn't. It was much heavier than Motley Crue.
Completely different.
Yeah.
So get rid of that moniker, dude. It's not Motley Crue anymore. It's something, you know.
But Motley Crue
had an established name.
But you know what? No, Motley Crue without any of them is not Motley Crue. Motley Crue without Nikki Sixx would not be Motley Crue. Motley Crue without Tommy Lee was not Motley Crue. You know, don't get me wrong. What's his name? And God rest his soul. But
Randy Castillo.
Randy Castillo. He was, killer drummer. But
so was that female. So was that female chick they had. I can't remember her name. She was a hell of a drummer. She didn't fit.
Was a drummer for Smashing Pumpkins, I think. No, Hole. She was the drummer for the band Hole.
But she didn't fit, though.
Right. Exactly. You know,
there's a certain thing called chemistry.
Yeah.
And there's a certain thing called chemistry.
Motley
and, you know,
Van Halen is not Motley Crue. That band is one of those that you have to have all the members.
Van Halen got lucky in that they hit it at
the right time.
Yes. Because it should have never worked. And they changed their dynamic song style and lyrically and everything. They changed all that when Hagar came into the band because he was a better singer than David Lee Roth.
They should have called it Van Hagar.
They should have, because it was a different band to me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
The days of Van Halen ended when Hagar joined the band. Now, did that become a bad idea? Was that a bad band? Hell no. It was a great band. I loved them. I saw them multiple times. I saw them on 5150 when they came out, on that tour.
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so forth. But they should have changed the name because it just wasn't quite the same with Sammy in the band as it was with David Lee Roth.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why everybody should name their band like Voodoo 13, My ass gets kicked out of the fucking band, they can change it to Voodoo 14 and get a new singer.
Absolutely.
That's all they got to do is change one number. It could be Voodoo 24, whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, and you've done that. Van Halen 3 with Gary
Sharon,
Jerry's kid.
Gary Sharon. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Other bands did it, dude. Black Sabbath with Dio and Ozzy.
Yeah, they did it with Tony Martin too. By the way, little known guy, Tony Martin.
Hey,
put out one of the best Sabbath records, in my opinion, with Tony Martin.
Deep Purple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think is it Ian? What was
Ian Gillan? Name?
Yeah.
Ian Gillan. He's the only one for me that can do Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Coverdale didn't work. Glenn Hughes didn't work.
No.
Ian Gillian's the only one that does Deep Purple for me.
Right.
But
and he was Lynch Mob, not Lynch Mob. Was it Lynch Mob?
No, that was Ray Gillan.
Yeah. Oh, that was Badlands. Okay. Yeah. He's the one that died.
Correct.
That was in Badlands. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha. Now, were they?
But they had multiple different singers, and Rainbow had multiple different singers,
multiple guitar players.
So but it doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
It doesn't work for everybody,
It worked then. It worked in the 70s and 80s, but it hasn't really done anything since then,
Right.
It hasn't been that way since then, in other words.
Right. Now, these new bands that are out there, these Slipknot and Disturbed and Stained and all these others, I don't know enough about them. I don't know if they could pull it off with a different singer or not. I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's
still the same, You can change a guitar player. You can change could you change a guitar player in or the drummer or the bass player or anybody in the Rolling Stones? No. Could you change? I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be good. The Beatles, could you have changed somebody out in the Beatles? No. That's the same way with Motley Crue. That name is those 4 people or those 5 guys. You see what I'm saying?
But they did it in Rush.
Yeah, but Rush was a 3-piece, and they were a totally different style band, so it was easier to get away with. That was just the guitar player, right?
No, it was a drummer, John Rutsey. When John Rutsey was in the band, they were a heavier driven band.
They were Led Zeppelin-ish.
And they were a more mainstream type rock and roll when Rutsey was in the band. But then when they started to change their direction and go a different route, he didn't want no part of it, whatever, and so forth, and he didn't want to tour anymore. They bring Neil.
Yeah.
And when they bring Neil in, the direction goes completely different. The lyrics get crazy fucking technical, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but it worked to their advantage.
Oh, absolutely it did. Absolutely it did.
But there's some bands that you just can't change any of the core members at all, and it just wouldn't be the same, And nowadays, it's still the same. The lead singer, it's – like, I know they're not your cup of tea, but what's her name? Five Finger Death Punch. They're bringing in different people now and stuff, and it's the different drummer, and it's just not the same. They brought in a different guitar player. It's not the same because I love Jason Hook, And Daryl Roberts actually was the original guitar player for Five Finger Death Punch. And, what's his name? The lead singer, Ian, what's his fuck? I can't remember his damn name. Anyway, he gets on a tangent and has to go to a fucking rehab for months, and they have a different singer come in and sing for him, and everybody's cool with that. But if they recorded an album with a different singer, it would not be Five Finger Death Punch, Shine Down. You can't replace fucking Brent. I mean,
now see, Nightwish,
and the new members in that band are the band as it is today. If you changed anybody, that band would not probably last. That's just one of those, just because there's such chemistry with that band.
Nightwish did it. They fired Tarja Turunen, who was the original lead singer for them. Phenomenal singer. I mean, just her range, and she's an operatic singer. And they bring in a girl who is Finnish again, but she's more of a pop singer. She doesn't have the vocal range, but they changed a little bit of the writing to fit her vocal style. Well, then she leaves the band.
You can't do that.
And they've got a different singer now who has a wider variety of
wider range.
Yeah. Floor Jansen, who came from After Forever, and she's got a wider range than the other singer did. So she's able to hit some of the, so like when they did some of their old songs, when Tarja was still there, Annette, which was the singer after her, had to sing in a total different style because she couldn't hit the notes the same way and sing it the same style.
And that would not be enjoyable.
And it wasn't actually. It really and truly wasn't. I didn't mind the stuff they recorded with her because it was her style, her singing. But when they started to do some of the old classic hits of Nightwish that people cherish, she's singing in a completely different style. It's like, well, it's like Sammy Hagar trying to do, Running with the Devil or Jump or something. It just doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with
doing their own stuff right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, here's a prime example. Queensryche. Don't get me wrong. I love Todd LaTorre, but it's not the same, even though that dude can fucking wail, man.
He can wail, but it's not Jeff Tate.
Right.
It's not Jeff.
Jeff Tate had a different persona, and not persona, but what's the word I'm looking for? His charisma was different. His aura about him or whatever.
His whole stage presence was different.
Right. Exactly.
And if you listen to Todd LaTorre do Take Hold of the Flame, and you listen to Jeff Tate, not now because he can't do it now, but listen to him from back in the day doing Take Hold of the Flame, my God, it's completely night and day.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely night and day. But they're two different singers. They're two different styles.
Yeah, like the lady wore black,
Exactly.
Anything off Rage for Order.
Absolutely. Like I said, Take Hold of the Flame is one of my favorite Queensryche albums, or songs, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And he just grasps that one note and just lays it out, and it's just like, holy shit. Is he ever going to, stop? Is he ever going to come back down to earth with this? I mean, who is this guy? He's a fucking alien or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can't be done again. Somebody singing it now, they have to take that. Just like even now, like even Don Dokken, for instance, who
was one of my favorite singers, but he can't do it anymore.
Arguably sounds like crap these days, give or take.
Yeah.
Can't hit the notes he used to do, so he takes it down an octave, and he brings that vocal style down to his ability.
It doesn't do it for me.
And it doesn't do it for me either. So do you...
But the thing is, he doesn't have Jeff Pilson in there to cover him either, because Jeff was fucking hitting those harmonies too.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jeff, of course, is the Michael Anthony for Dokken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's no doubt whatsoever. And if you think I'm pushed, all you got to do is look at old video footage from Doc and back in the day and listen to fucking Pilson and watch him when he steps up to the mic and you can hear him and you'll know,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's a hell of a lead singer on his own.
He is. Yeah.
So, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, one night we're going to have to do just a show of me and you, and we're going to talk.
Kind of did that tonight, didn't we?
Huh? Yeah, but I'm talking about I want to do one on a certain thing. I want to do one on concept albums.
Okay.
Which I'm not big on concept albums. My only one and favorite one, of course, is Operation Mindcrime. But
sure.
We can talk all fucking night about that.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, but there have been others, So.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, we're gonna get off here. Everybody, have a good night, and we will see y'all, or at least I will see you for sure next week. Remember,
thanks everybody that's out there that is tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Keep tuning in.
And if you haven't tuned in and you watch it later, that's fine. But share it. Please share. And,
yes.
And like. And
spread the word.
Exactly.
Spread the word.
Talkbacks Live, and we're out.